Hey, Kiyondre, really appreciate you doing this interview with me and sharing your story with some of the other students. And I know pretty much all students before they enroll or while they're going through the course love to see these other stories just so they can know this is actually doable. You can also break into tech sales. So I'll let you get started by sharing your background.
Nice, nice. So I am 26 years old. I've kind of always been into tech, kind of, but not really deeply, like a computer type of guy, but not too deep. I went to college for business, kind of studied that, started working in customer service, moved into healthcare, and then kind of realized that I wanted to, just make a switch and move into something just a little more fitting for me. So I studied some tech, looked into boot camps and boot camp culture, and then I ran across CourseCareers. And then that's what kind of led me here and then kind of landed me my position at Visme.
Awesome. So it sounds like you were already deciding you wanted to break into tech and you were looking at boot camps. And then that's when you found out about course careers.
Yeah, so I did my research, excuse me, and I looked into a few different ones. I actually had someone refer me to CourseCareers, and I kind of got to hear them talk about it and some of the students just comment on it. And then that's what really brought me in.
Exactly. I love to hear that. And I'm really glad that you found us before going through a boot camp and paying them like 10 or $30,000.
Right, right.
So really good choice there. And I'm curious, right when you found Course Careers, did you enroll immediately, or what was your process like for deciding if tech sales was right for you and wanting to enroll in Course Careers?
So I knew I wanted to sign up right away just because the price difference was huge. So I got good reviews. The price difference was huge. You guys had a payment plan, and I wasn't fully ready to pay. So the payment plan was my method. So I started right away after I kind of got reviews and knew that it was something that I felt solid with. I started right away.
Awesome, man. Glad to hear it. And let's go through your learning journey. So once you started the course, how long did it take you to finish?
So I want to say it took me maybe about 2 months. The longest part was the reading portion for me. But then after that, I kind of picked up on a lot of it because I have customer service experience and working with healthcare. It had a little bit of those sales things that I didn't know. So I picked up the material really, really quick. So I would say maybe about 2 months. And the longest portion for me was the reading.
Gotcha. So you're going through the course, it takes you about 2 months. And I'm curious to learn a little bit more about why you decided to break into tech sales in the first place. I mean, there's a lot of tech careers out there. Why specifically tech sales?
So definitely the unlimited learning or unlimited earning potential for sure. For sure, I've wanted to get paid more, so I wanted to just do something that was a good fit for me. I'm good at talking to people and kind of always been into tech. I know about software and just I know software is the future. I feel like software is the future, but so that's I just wanted to move into something that I felt like would pay me and was a good fit for what I wanted to do.
Love to hear it. And yeah, it's a really good background when you enjoy talking, you enjoy technology, tech sales.
Right, it's a perfect fit.
Yeah. And while you're going through the course, it took you about 2 months to complete it. Was there any material that was particularly difficult or challenging for you, or do you feel like it flowed pretty well? Can you share that experience with the students?
Not not really. I feel like it flowed really, really well. I was working a full-time job still while I was doing it. So that's kind of probably what took me the majority of my time, just kind of trying to manage my time and reading. But it was really, really good. A lot of the students kind of gave tips on the books and posted about it. So I kind of knew what I was getting into or what I would learn in the book.
Mhm.
But just reading it hands-on gives you that full learning experience and that knowledge that you need, but it was just really, really helpful. So I kind of saw the end of the tunnel before I got there. So the students and the chat and all of that was super, super helpful. So I'm glad that, I had a group of people to kind of talk about it before I jumped into it.
So do you think the community aspect to the course was valuable to you?
For sure, for sure, for sure. There's a lot of people who I even talk to now, or I'll just send them job posts that I see, or we just talk about different things like our interview processes. I remember, before I accepted my position, I had tons of interviews, like more than I could, count. Like I had so many interviews. And now I have people who are reaching out to me and just kind of asking questions. And it's just, it reminds me of when I was there. So I'm happy to help with all those questions. So it's really, really cool.
Yeah, I love seeing that. I mean, the community is so supportive. Everyone's helping each other stay motivated, learn the material, stay accountable, and then ultimately help get ready to land a position in tech. And
Mhm.
before going through this course, did you know anything about tech sales, or was everything new to you?
So I kind of knew a little bit about tech sales. I was studying to become a data analyst at first. So I kind of knew I wanted to go in the tech space. I didn't know, what avenue I wanted to take. And then I had someone kind of refer me to CourseCareers that highlighted tech sales specifically. So then I was like, okay, I've heard of this. So I have some friends who do this, and I just didn't know what it was called. But it was interesting.
Awesome. Yeah, I love to hear that. And then once you finished the course, I know you said you interviewed with a lot of companies. Rough estimate, how many companies do you think you interviewed with?
Maybe I interviewed with seven, and I really had to cancel. And I like, once I accepted, I maybe took like two more just to see if, what was the best fit for me. But I had maybe four more lined up that I had. So I had, more than I could count. I know I at least went on seven interviews.
Wow. Yeah, that's incredible. And
Cybersecurity, healthcare, what else? A lot of cybersecurity, I feel like. I can't remember. I went on one with Grin. That was really good. So they're like a content creation, or not content creation. They're like a kind of like a social media type of software. And then I went on
Mhm.
a few different ones. I can't remember them all, but I know a lot were cybersecurity.
Yeah, and do you think the course prepares you to be successful in these interviews?
For sure, for sure. Even with my the interview where I accepted, the director, my manager, they all told me that like you're really, really like the top candidate. I was able to kind of negotiate my pay. So I think it really, really put me where I wanted to be. I still don't know everything, and I think like they know that and they respected that. But just even the fact of me investing in myself and taking the course like spoke volumes to them. So I think the course kind of, put me way, way ahead of anybody else that was applying for sure.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize that there is no way to prepare for a career in sales development. There is no college degree in it, right? So most of the people that are applying, they don't have any idea of what this role is that they're applying for. So just by knowing the basics and going through a course like Course Careers, it almost always puts you at the very top of the list as being one of the best candidates they're talking with.
For
So
sure. They're like, the sales cycle, objection handling, you kind of practice cold calls. They were impressed for sure.
wow, love to hear that. And tell us a little bit more about Visme and why you decided to go with them.
So I decided to go with Visme because I'm kind of into marketing and content creation. I kind of feel like along with software, content creation is the next big thing. Like your content, it matters how you're tracking it, how you're creating it. You just want to stay up to date and able to compete. So I'm kind of already into that. So when I found out about Visme and how it just helps people to do that super easily or helps teams to do it kind of more easily, I'm like, this is the perfect thing. I kind of am already into it personally. This just sounds like in a bigger enterprise space. Let's go.
Awesome. And tell us a little bit more about the position. Is it fully remote in office?
Fully remote, fully remote.
Wow. And did you want to go after a fully remote position in tech
I did.
sales?
I did. I've been working fully remote since 2020. I did get a couple offers that were in office. Some of them paid more too, but remote was kind of more of the better option for me. I just prefer it.
For sure. And could you take us, you don't have to give us any specific numbers, but like high level, how much do you think you could expect to make in your first year at Visme?
So me in my first year, what could I expect? I know for sure I'll make the 60,000 that was talked about on Course Careers and Promise. So I'm definitely happy there for sure.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, love to hear that. And yeah, usually like your first year, a lot of people go into tech thinking, oh, I'm gonna break six figures my first year. It's like, hey, this is an entry level position. This is your foot in the door. Your first year is where you learn. Your second year, third year, that's where you start moving up the ranks and making the big bucks, getting promoted to an account executive, making six figures, closing big deals. So yeah, it's like going in with the right expectations of, hey, I am starting in an entry level position, and ultimately it's going to lead to some really great success. Um,
Right. And the opportunity is there too. So I definitely could touch over six figures. I just have to, kind of get all the little nuances of content creation and the different ICPs that I'm working with. So the opportunity is there for sure.
exactly. I've actually heard of quite a few SDRs too, just freaking killing it and actually pulling in over six figures in their first year, just because it's usually uncapped. So
And
if you set up the meetings, then you get paid for them.
yeah, I have high hopes. I don't want to set my expectations too high because I don't want to be disappointed. But the opportunity's there. I just finished my first month, so the first month my quota was 10, and I didn't quite hit it. I got 7, but 7 out of 10 is good on your first month. So I'm feeling good for this month, and I think the opportunity is for sure there.
Exactly. I mean, first month is really just training and then it's all results. So awesome job. And is there any piece of advice you would give to someone considering enrolling but haven't taken the plunge yet?
I would say just to do your research. To just read reviews, watch some videos, maybe speak with some of the people who have done it, and if it's the right decision for you, you'll kind of get that feel because it does take a certain type of personality and drive. But I think if you have it, and it's a really good fit for the people who like have those skills and have those type of traits.
For sure. And would you care if students reach out to you directly on LinkedIn and ask you questions?
No, no, I'm happy to help. A lot of people have already, so I'm happy to help. I might be a little busy because I'm out there grinding now, but I'll try to answer as many as I can.
For sure, for sure. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you sharing your story. And I know the other students are going to get a ton of value from this interview. So thanks again for doing this, Kiyondre.
Yeah, no problem. I'm happy to help. Good luck to everybody.